Hey Narwhals, my name is Luke Narwhal, and today we're going to be reading a weight loss related question from Ask Reddit. Ex-vegans of Reddit, why did you stop being vegan? Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss related videos. I'm allergic to too many foods. If I cut out everything I'm allergic to and everything I couldn't eat because I'm vegan, I would be eating very sad, crappy meals for the rest of my life. I'm not allergic, but I have a restricted diet for medical reasons. No spinach, no berries, no nuts, no tofu, no chocolate, on and on. You know what I can eat? Any and all meats and dairy and eggs. Also breads and carbs. So if I went vegan, I'd be eating the same 5 fruits and veggies every day and a ton of pasta, always being hungry and overeating and feeling tired because the nutrition would be crap. Sorry animals, you're very cute and I love you all, but I'm still going to eat you. I had an eating disorder, recovered for 4 years, and could not deal with how much I was still thinking about food and nutrition. Just a few things to clarify, I am not implying a link between veganism and eating disorders. There very well may be one, given the response to my comment. However, I don't know enough because I have not read the research. I am not making any kind of claims, I simply answered the question because it was my experience. As an alcoholic, I have gone the abstinence route and have not had a drink in over a decade. It's barely an afterthought now, but the first years were challenging. Anyway, I say that because people who quit drinking get all kinds of congratulations and accolades, but with food, well, you have to eat. Every single day you have to sit down and eat, and while eating, not engage in your particular disorder, be it anorexia, bulimia, or overeating. Not having to drink is nothing compared to that. I cannot imagine a life where I had to take 1 shot of whiskey a day and that's it. No more, no less. I am certain I could not do it. I was visiting a foreign country, Japan, and staying with the family. I didn't want to be rude and not eat their cooking, and I didn't want them to have to go out of their way for my diet, so I ate meat there, and that kind of ended it. I still don't eat much meat and eat a lot of vegan food, but I'm not a vegan. I know some situational vegans who, if they're in a foreign situation, they'll totally eat meat. My brother started being a vegetarian in college, but when we went to Europe for a month, he ate everything. Came back and he went right back to being vegetarian and hasn't stopped in more than a decade. I am no longer vegan, but I still don't eat meat. I miss cheese. I wouldn't be surprised if pizza was the #1 reason for killing diets. I was vegan for 6 years. I got drunk at a friend's wedding and took a bunch of cheese rolls underneath the table and ate them in a secret drunken stupor, smearing cheese and butter all over my bridesmaid's dress. It was such a happy moment in my life, it made me realize I had not been enjoying food for a long time. I eat everything now. TLDR, cheese. As a teen, I had an eating disorder which I mostly grew out of over the past 3 to 4 years. I'd turned vegan for the right reasons, but constantly checking food labels for ingredients, worrying about nutrition, and the anxiety associated with going to restaurants made me feel like I was falling back into anorexia. I still eat consciously, but putting myself into the vegan box was too much for my mental health. My entire life revolved around food. Going somewhere last minute, gotta bring vegan snacks. Going out with friends for dinner, have to play the can I eat this game. Every day was deciding what to eat or cook or buy. I met a meat eater and slowly went from vegan to vegetarian to meat eater. I don't regret it. I have significantly more free time now. It was too goddamn hard, too goddamn expensive, and I didn't even want to be in the first place. While I'm vegetarian and have been for almost 10 years, I had no ambitions of going vegan because I knew it was too difficult of a lifestyle change for my lazy bum. But when my mom was diagnosed with diabetes, she read on some website that veganism would cure her diabetes forever. I think what it might have meant is veganism can help with weight loss and the generation of healthier dietary habits which can lessen diabetes symptoms and perhaps even halt the disease's progress. But who knows for sure? All she got out of it was, go vegan and you'll be fixed. So she decided to go vegan, and everyone in the house had to too, to support her and not tempt her back onto the meat and dairy diet that was going to murder her. Did we want her to die? No? Good. Then chuck that ice cream in the trash. It's killing your mother. But since no one else in the family wanted to go vegan, she decided to ease us into it by making mac and cheese. Now, my mother is the type of woman who buys those fix-it-and-forget-it cookbooks, who sees nothing wrong with so-called dump meals, and for whom meal planning or meal prep is too much work. Anything that takes longer than 15 minutes to prep is too involved. Most of what I ate growing up was casserole. She also sees nothing wrong with recipes involving the phrase 1 cup of mayonnaise. Additionally, at this point, she was choosing to work 80-hour work weeks because her marriage was and still is falling apart, and ignoring it was and still is her method of dealing with it. So, in short, she hates cooking things that take a long time, and she has no time to cook even if she actually enjoyed it. That's the kind of person we're dealing with here. And she recruited me, the person she gave up on teaching to cook, because I asked too many questions such as, how long do I cook a green bean? Or, am I holding the knife right? To help her with her new dietary plan. So, mac and cheese. The cheese sauce recipe we used was from the Veganomicon, which is a great cookbook, not dissing it at all, and took 45 minutes to make on its own. It also required things we had never heard of, like nutritional yeast. So at noon on a Sunday, we go out to find this bizarre yeasty foodstuff with the intention of making it for dinner that night. 3 stories later, and we finally landed at Whole Foods, which had our apparently nutrient-dense yeast. While we were there, we decided, hey, let's just buy everything else for the rest of the meal. The mac and cheese was to be a side dish, and we were going to go get some vegan sausage to go along with it as the main course. So we got some of that, along with the ingredients we didn't have on hand at home, and some salad in case sausage and yeasty noodles wasn't enough to fill us. I think our bill was $30. So, thoroughly exhausted, we get home and realize that if we want to eat tonight, we better get started on that cheese. Instead, Mom sits down to watch TV and falls asleep and refuses to get up every time I try to make her so we can get started on dinner. Finally rose from her sleep at 5:30 and we start making dinner again. Cheese takes 45 minutes just for itself. Actually ended up taking us almost twice that long because we kept messing the recipe up and having to start over. Finally get the recipe right and get the mac and cheese made, but now we've got to cook the sausages and make the salad. End up burning the sausages, and honestly, we are so tired of being in the kitchen that we just say frig it and call my dad and brother to dinner with nothing but a bowl of mac and cheese for dinner because we are done. It is not tasty. I have blocked the taste from my mind, but I do remember only being able to get a few bites down. My dad and brother are about the same and make hasty retreats from the dinner table. The kitchen is absolutely filthy and it takes us almost an hour to get it back in order, and by this point I am starving. But all we have is nasty noodles and a chunky fake cheese sauce. Mom looks at me, asks me if I'm hungry. I say no because I'm worried she'll make me eat those sad noodles. Then she says the blessed words. Okay, I was going to call out for pizza because I'm starving, but if you aren't hungry, then I'll find something. TLDR, I was vegan for 4 hours because Pinterest told Mom she'd die if she wasn't. Vegan for 5 years. Get married to a construction worker. I don't know how to cook anything but tempeh. Husband in honeymoon bliss, never complains about eating tofu stir fry for 3 weeks straight. One day I come home early and he is there. He has fried a steak. He was supposed to be at work. It got rained out, he says. He tries to hide steak. Ends up confessing that he constantly eats meat in secret and wasn't expecting me home. He cries, says he's sorry, but can't go on like this much longer. His muscle children will starve. Also, weightlifter. I say okay, his life is more important than a chicken's. I call my grandma. She teaches me how to cook. We live happily ever after in meat and cheese heaven. Vegetarian for 12 years, a vegan for 2.5. Went back to vegetarian last winter. There are many delicious vegan food options, and I found a vegan diet generally improved my health. However, I have a busy schedule and don't always get time to prepare my own meals or the opportunity to make the call about where I eat / what's on the menu. Unfortunately, while lacto/ovo vegetarianism is pretty widely accepted and recognized at this point, there are still a lot of restaurants, families, and groups that do not understand a vegan needs more to eat than plain salad with dry toast. These types of situations would happen pretty regularly, leaving me hangry. So it's just easier for everyone if I accept some random dairy or egg now and then, until the vegan revolution comes when I'll bust out the flag and march alongside my plant-nourished comrades once more. TLDR, vegetarian in the streets, vegan in the sheets. And that brings us to the end of the video narwhals. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and tap the subscribe button below to join our awesome YouTube community, the Narwhals. I post a lot of videos about weight loss and weight related topics to help give you insight and inspiration on your journey. So definitely just tap that subscribe button below right now to join the original 20,000 Narwhals and to get updates for future videos. This has been your host, Luke Narwhal. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a good one, Narwhals.